Hello once again and welcome back to thedrinker.co.uk. I'm Pete Turner. In this series of films, I'm giving you my wine recommendations for all the UK supermarkets in the winter of 2022 going into the spring of 2023. And in this particular film, we're looking at the wines that I'm recommending from Majestic. Like in all of the films, none of these wines cost more than £10, and it's particularly important at the moment as we're in the middle of a cost of living crisis, so we need to get as high quality as we can at as good and keen a price as we possibly can too. So these, like I say, are from Majestic. Majestic buy their wines really well. They build great relationships with their wine producers and they know what they're doing. And when you go and talk to the staff in the shop, they really know what they're doing too. Don't be afraid of going into Majestic. It's not just for super wine snobs. They're really good at all of the levels of wine, and their staff are really accommodating too. So I'm going to look at these wines. Remember, Majestic have two different prices for their wines. There's a mix 6 price, which is the price you get. You get a slight discount if you buy 6 bottles of any wine. And then there's a single bottle price. So the prices I'm going to give you here are the mix 6 prices. If you want to buy a single bottle of any of these, it might cost you £1 or £2 more just for one bottle. So we're going to start off with first 2 reds. They're both from the Western Cape in South Africa, but they are quite contrasting wines. So this first one is Pringle Bay Pinot Noir. It's from South Africa. It's £7.99 is its mix 6 price. You want to buy a single bottle of it, it'll cost you £9.99. It's 13% in alcohol. And it's got a lovely sort of, it's quite fruity, quite primary fruit. So there's red currant and raspberry there. But it's also got something wonderfully sort of like unlit cigar tobacco about it. When you smell a cigar. And that savoury tobacco note really carries through. It's like forest floor, a little forest floor, but the fruit is quite dominant. It's lovely, light red fruit, so I'm thinking red currants, I'm thinking raspberry, lovely savoury undertones to it. What is it in the alcohol? 13% on alcohol. So that's a really nice drinking wine, a really lovely sorted wine. I always think that Pinot Noir is a great wine for Christmas lunch, because you've got so many different flavours on the table. What you actually want is something that's kind of adaptable. It's not going to be over dominant. It's going to work with a lot of different things. And that is your wine for that, £7.99. A lot of wine for the money. Okay, so next up we have Bruce Jack Stream of Consciousness. Bruce Jack, really good producer in South Africa. They do some really good entry-level wines. This is a slight cut above. This is £8.99, Stream of Consciousness. And from memory, it's Shiraz, Cinsault and Grenache are the 3 grape varieties in it. It's quite pale. Again, it's 13.5 or 14% in alcohol. And again, there's a lovely sort of like a woodwork shop note to it, like fresh sawn timber to the nose. And then there's quite a lot of fruit, so it's quite bold fruit. I'm thinking black fruit, blackberries, black cherry, maybe on the nose. And that fruit's quite good and intense. It's not jammy in the slightest, but it becomes quite spicy. And I'm thinking sort of cloves and maybe some licorice in there. And I'm thinking, yeah, the fruit really works. It goes a little bit chocolatey, a bit dark chocolate, bitter dark chocolate at the end, which I really like. So what did I say? That's £8.99. That, again, is a lot of wine. It's a bit more intense, a bit more full-bodied than the Pinot Noir. £8.99, so it's £9.99 for a single bottle of that. Bruce Jack, really good name to look out for. Okie dokie. So next up, I'm going to struggle with my pronunciation. Bienbebido Pulpo. That's about right, isn't it? Bienbebido Pulpo. It's an Albarino. Bienbebido Pulpo means a well-drunk octopus. So an octopus that's had a lot to drink, and let's see how he got drunk. And it's a lovely light herbal lemon verbena kind of nose to it. And it's light and expressive and fresh. It's £7.99, should have said £7.99. It's Albarino. And it's from, when I first tasted it, I thought it was from Portugal, but it's not. It's from Spain. It's from Rioja in Spain. Nothing really like a Rioja Blanco, but it has got a lovely sort of fresh, zippy note to it. And again, you can see why they put Pulpo on the label, because it really would work well with seafood. It's a lovely, lovely drop. Lots of complexity in there. $7.99 a bottle. The full price for that is $8.99. So if you're just going to buy one bottle, that's what you'd pay. Okay, so we are on to Krasno. This is Sauvignon Blanc, Ribolla, Gialla. So it's a mixture of those two grapes. Seeing a lot more Ribolla Gialla coming out at the moment. This comes from Slovenia, halfway between the Alps and the Adriatic. So really good winemaking country. Slovenian wines do tend to be slightly cheaper because they've gone a bit under the radar. People don't really buy wines from Slovenia, but they're very, very good and really up and coming. That'll be my sort of hot tip for good regions to buy grapes, to buy wine from coming into the next few years. And you've instantly got a lovely sort of talcum powder nose. It's a bit floral, a little bit elderflower, a little bit gooseberry. Pear, peach, a little bit of melon, some fresh cut grass. There's a lot of wine for the money there. $7.49. Krasno. It's just Sauvignon Blanc, Ribolla, Gialla. $7.49. Hey, what's not to like? $9.99 full price for that one. Great wine. Okay, this one, it's the Ned. You might know this because they used to make, or they still do make, a whopping great big Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough in New Zealand. This is their rosé. It's available, the Ned is available quite a lot of places, but I think it started off at Majestic and has just got really, really popular. So let's see what they do with the rosé. Oh, and it's got some lovely peach and I want to say elderberry, sort of, yeah, just crushed elderberry notes. Yeah, you crush elderberry from a hedgerow in your fingers and it smells like that. So it's quite intense. This is Pinot Noir and Pinot Gris, or Pinot Grigio, if you like. It's a blend. And it is peaches and cream, and it's raspberries and ice cream, and it's dry and fresh, but it's not as simple and plain as a lot of rosés. There's a lot more to it, a lot going on under there. Complexity of fruit, it keeps on giving. It's got quite a long finish. It's $8.99. If you were to buy a single bottle of that, it's $12.99, but $8.99, beautiful mixed six price. Really complex wine, really lots going on there. They really know how to make wine, these guys. There we are. So next up, this is Majestic's. It's just called Fizzy and Fruity. There you go, Fizzy and Fruity, straightforward, $5.99. It comes from Italy. It's made from the Glera grape, which is the grape that they use to make Prosecco. So we're expecting fizzy and fruity. And the nose has got a little bit of peach about it. Yeah, it's light and delicate, and it's, you know, it's quite primary. And it's dry and peachy and expressive, and it's got some good acidity to it, and there may be a little hint of sweetness in there, but not so you'd notice. And for $5.99 a bottle, that is a very, very pleasing bottle of Party Fizz. It doesn't look too cheap. Looks like a good standard bottle of wine. You could easily put that on the table and not be ashamed of yourself. You should never be ashamed of whatever you put on the table, but there we are. But there you go, Majestic, Fizzy and Fruity. It's a terrible name, but that's what it is. It's fizzy, it's fruity, it's very pleasing, and at that price, that's a terrific sort of party fizz. You got a lot of people coming round. You want to give everybody a glass of fizz. That's where you start. $5.99 for that super stuff. Hey, Majestic are always very, very good. But look out for all of my recommendations for all of the supermarkets at all of the different price ranges on my website, thedrinker.co.uk. Give us a like, share and follow. We're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're on TikTok. Search at Drinker Site for all of my recommendations. And here's to very good seasonal drinking now. Cheers.